Oh, well, we've had regattas here since 1947. The club was established in 1946. The guys that picked this spot obviously picked a choice one because it's withstood the test of time, apart from the river silting up now. But there's some moves happening now to try and alleviate that.
And some great names of the past that you can mention, and boats.
Yeah, one of the races today was the Phil Brown Memorial. That's for inboard hydroplanes. Phil got killed here racing. Wes Varco, he got killed at New Brighton Estuary. Sounds a bit grim, but it's one of the consequences of motorsport. We know that these things can happen to us, and hope they don't.
It is a very serious motorsport, isn't it? And very stringent rules governing it.
It is, yes. There's quite an amount of governance. The Southland Powerboat Club is affiliated to the New Zealand Powerboat Association, and they in turn are affiliated to the UIM, which is the world governing body for motorsport.
Now, you've been associated with this regatta for a while as well.
Well, yeah, the same number of growth rings actually. My parents told me I was here at the first regatta in 1947 when I was 3 months old.
So it's in the blood. Was your father racing?
Yeah, he started racing. He bought a boat when I was 4 and sold it when I was 8 and gave up the sport, but I just haven't found out how to do that yet.
Now, it is a great location. Tell us about the course. Is this a standard course internationally?
It's a river course, and it's set out to suit our course. We try and get 800 metre straights. We try and get the laps to equate to about a mile, and some of the fast boats are getting around there in pretty short order.
Now let's talk about the boats. There's obviously been a bit of action today. How has the weekend been, and can you explain the classes or the boats we're seeing here?
I can, I'll try in a few words. The classes are inboard hydroplanes, which is, I think you've got some shots of some of those. They have an inboard engine, obviously, and ride on the principle of 3 points in the water. That's the rear tip of the sponsons and the propeller. Then we've got, that's been mainly the field, and then the other ones we've got here this weekend are outboard V-bottoms, which are made up of clubmen's boats, and they've been out operating this weekend in the clubmen's class and the Formula 3.
Now they say that in times of depression and recession, the first thing to go is the powerboat in the family. Are you noticing that?
No, there's just a few constraints. I'm not allowed butter on my toast now. But it's the smaller boats are obviously a very healthy thing fiscally. They have a very small footprint in cost, and they're available. They're an accessible class of the sport. The bigger ones are a bit of a different story, but it is the old story. You can actually run to what you bring. You can spend a lot or a little. It just depends what you want to do and what you can do. But yesterday we had a pretty serious accident with almost a brand new boat, Alan Ballantyne's boat Rage. He discovered a fault, and the fault was in the steering, and that was built at manufacture. We've had a look through it and found out that it's a fault that was there from the day it was built, and he was going down the straight and steering snapped, and he just did an instant right-hand turn and actually ended up in a soccer field.
Which is not the desired sport.
No, well, I used to do a bit of speedway, and I came to this sport to get away from the dust, but he was in there making it.
Yeah, I went out to start the first heat of the Mod 8 Championship there, and just going down the back straight and coming along the front straight, went turn into the corner, just taking it nice and easy, and when I turned the steering wheel, nothing happened. So fairly quickly I just turned the motor off, and I was there for the ride, and it just cruised along for a wee while, and waiting on it to slow down, and it didn't do it. The bank came up awful quick, and there was a bit of rubble there and straight into it. It was all fairly good, I hit fairly hard, but it's got seat belts and everything inside it there, and so it all held me in nice and tight, so there was no damage done to me, apart from the boat.
Ryan, how do Southland boats compete nationally?
Oh, they hold their end up very well. It's in the Grand National and Mod H hydroplanes, they're equal to or if not the best in the country. And some of our outboard V-bottoms are very, very good. And we have a new class called Clubman's that has been started in Southland. It's a national class now, and we've got good representation in that. And we were going to do a kilo run today, and we're going to try and establish a New Zealand record for that class, but the weather conditions with the wind just don't allow that at the moment.
Now the sport itself, as a camera operator not standing too far away from both of us right now, who's actually enthralled by the sport, easy to recruit people?
Well, some are. We're going to actually cast our net far and wide over all the cameramen in New Zealand, because we were very successful in getting Mr. Baxter to come along, and he quite enjoys it, and it is a good sport. It's pretty good to have a healthy sport that. Although some Saturday nights it's when you're having a few quiets after working on the boat or after a bit of racing or something, but no, it's accessible. If anybody's interested in coming along, just get in touch with a club member and we'll see if we can help. If they've got an interest, we'll see if we can help them further it.